Malaysia says it regrets North Korea's decision to cut diplomatic ties.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good day to everyone. So our group consisting of me, Muhammad Haizal Shahril, Muhammad Syahid Izlan and Muhammad Aiman Arif will talk about the diplomatic relation between Malaysia and North Korea, especially in terms of the international point of view. So before we move deeper toward what exactly happened between these two countries, I would like to explain a little bit about the political stance between Malaysia and North Korea in 4 different aspects, which is the administrative system of these two countries. When does the relationship between Malaysia and North Korea begin? Both of these countries' role in international affiliation, and also the perception of the other countries when we talk about Malaysia and North Korea. First of all, the administrative system. It is recognizable that Malaysia is a constitutional monarchy with democratic representative system, with the king or the Yang di-Pertuan Agong as the head of the states, while the Prime Minister become the head of the cabinet and also become head of the government. Meanwhile, in North Korea, it is also undeniable that when we talk about North Korea, we can simply assume that it is run by Kim family. Where it is true, North Korea is practicing the one-party dictatorship states, meaning that only one party, since it is independent, has ruled the country until now. What kind of party is it? The Workers' Party of Korea, where they practicing the terms juche, or simply we know as the communism, but in the style of North Korea. So we moving on towards the date of the relation occurs between Malaysia and North Korea. So the relationship between Malaysia and North Korea happened or started on 30 June 1973, where the North Korean embassy was opened in Kuala Lumpur in 1974, and Malaysia sent its first ambassador to the North Korea in 2004. Whereas we can see in 2009, the relationship between both countries improved, and in 2009, Malaysia became the first country in the world where citizens were able to travel in North Korea without a visa. Well, we can see that even the biggest superpower like the United States can't do the things they need to get a visa whenever they want to travel to North Korea, but Malaysia has the honor to travel to North Korea without the visa. But right now we can see that the relationship between North Korea and Malaysia has been crumbled up, especially when we talk about the issue of the assassination of Kim Jong-nam. Well, when we talk about the next, we want to talk about the roles of Malaysia and North Korea in the international organization. Well, when we talk about North Korea, it's not really a good sign when they were affiliated a lot in the international organization, aside from being in the UN, which is they should join, because if they want to be a state, you need to join the UN. But apart from that, we can see that the North Korea did not really do a significant role in the international community, because we all know that they always trying to, doing some sort of like practicing the things that has been not really endorsed by the international organization. Whereas compared to Malaysia has been like a founder member of ASEAN, OIC, and also NAM, Non-Enlightened Movement, where we can see that all of these particular organization has been a really significant role when we talk about the Islamic countries and also the Southeast Asia, and also the non-aligned movement. And also recently, Malaysia has chaired the APEC 2020, which is a great achievement for Malaysia. And next, we will talk about the perception of other countries when we talk the first thing they heard about Malaysia and North Korea. So when I heard about Malaysia, it is undeniable that the people will know about how good and trustworthy Malaysia, because we didn't create too much enemy, where we try our best to create as much friend as possible, where we as I mentioned before, we have quite a role in the international organization. Whereas in North Korea, the people might somehow think that, oh, we shouldn't be part of them, because we all know by the nuclear program and also the human rights issue, it is undeniable that North Korea is somehow being critiqued a lot by the international organization and also the human rights bodies. So that's all for my part. I would like to move on towards the next presenter to talk about the assassination of Kim Jong-nam. Thank you.
There's a new strange twist in the airport murder of the
2017. Malaysia was shocked by the assassination of one North Korean man known as Kim Cho. The murder was gained a lot of attention in national and international media attention. The Royal Malaysian Police (PDRM) is facing challenge as it struggles to obtain cooperation with North Korea Embassy in Malaysia when it claimed the Malaysian government concealed something about the killing. Later that, two women, Siti Aisyah and Wong Ting Ho, both Indonesians and Vietnamese, were indicted by the Shah Alam High Court on charge of murdering Kim Cho, later known as Kim Jong-nam. Kim Jong-nam is the half-brother of North Korea mass leader Kim Jong-un. Here is the chronology of Kim Jong-nam. Kim Jong-nam that North Korea proposed a joint investigation with Malaysia to investigate Jong-nam's murder. Its ambassador to Malaysia, Kang Cho, said the proposal was made after many questions and contradictions emerged during the investigation into Jong-nam's death. It seems like the North Korea accused that Malaysia hide something from them, and North Korea also believe like the Malaysia has something with the Kim Jong-nam. Prime Minister during that time, Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak, said Malaysia was not a tool of any country to adhere to the principle of the law in the investigation into Jong-nam's death. He also said that as a sovereign nation, Malaysia could not be coerced or bullied into a form of action deemed inappropriate. Then, Malaysia called back their ambassador to North Korea, Muhammad Nizam Muhammad, who was to talk about the situation between North Korea and Malaysia. Then, on the March 4th, in 2017, North Korea Ambassador Kang Cho was declared persona non grata and expelled with 48 hours from the assassination investigation, 2 days after the election of visa-free travel for North Korea was withdrawn. And on the March 6th, Kang Cho left Malaysia following the eviction order on him. Also, North Korea as the action banned Malaysian citizens in its country from living as tension escalated over Kim's killing. Malaysia responded with a similar ban, and National Security Council had emergency meeting chaired by the Prime Minister following the North Korea banned 11 Malaysians from leaving the country. After that, on March 9, 2 Malaysians, the staff of the United Nations, they allowed to leave North Korea. And on the end of March, 9 Malaysians held in Pyongyang returned home after the two countries struck a deal to end a diplomatic row. Malaysia released Kim's body to Pyongyang and also allowed North Koreans to leave, including North Korea embassy officials and an Air Koryo employee wanted by police for questioning over Kim's death. And in 2018, during the Malaysia Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, he said that the country embassy in Pyongyang will reopen, putting an end to diplomatic tension. However, the status quo remains unchanged. Malaysia involved in Kim Jong-nam's death. The police said No, but the police believe the 4 suspects who was returned to North Korea played a key role in the killing. And women said the North Korea Kim Jong-un killed his brother Kim Jong-nam, who was living in exile, because he suspected that Jong-nam had planned to set up a new government to oppose him. Jong-un is also said to have been angry after he learned of the China plan to appoint his brother as a successor in Pyongyang if something happens to him. And following to the dispute, many have recently realized that Malaysia actually have diplomatic relations with North Korea. The public also learned that there were North Koreans working in Malaysia in 2017. There are 170 North Koreans working in Sarawak, with 80 of them working at coal mine at Pantu and Sri Aman division, while the remaining specialists are employed in the construction of hydro farm at Peak in Lawat in Limbang division. Next, I will pass to the next presenter, Aiman Arif.
Assalamualaikum dan hi guys, my name is Muhammad Aiman Arif. So after my friend has already explained about the introduction, history and conflict between these two nations, Malaysia and North Korea, and today I'm going to present you all about the relation these two nations today. So guys, what you think about it? Well, I can say that the relation between these two nations are turned from bad to worse. Why I say that? So we're going a little bit history where the starting tension rise up when the association Kim Jong-nam in Kuala Lumpur International Airport in 2017, and the climax tension between these two nations happened recently this year when North Korea announced that there was a cutting diplomatic ties with Malaysia. Why the reason of North Korea sever the ties with Malaysia? This is because one of their citizens has to be extradited to the United States after finding he doing criminal that against international law, which is money laundering. So North Korea really pissed off with that and blame about Malaysia about this and say that Malaysia is a puppet to United States. To respond this decision that made by North Korea, government of Malaysia, without taking long time, declared that all the diplomats and staff North Korea as a persona non grata, meaning that remove their immunity, benefit, privilege, and all of them need to leave Malaysia within 48 hours after the official statement made by the government of Malaysia. In the same time, Malaysia are really disappointed with the decision making by the North Korea. This is because North Korea forget that Malaysia is one of the states that recognize North Korea as a legal state in international system. So the decision that also made by the government is in order to protect our sovereignty and national interest from outsiders such as North Korea. The interesting fact that before diplomat North Korea leave Malaysia, the diplomat of North Korea given threat and said that Malaysia will receive consequences about this. Keep in mind, we don't need to worry about it. But in the same time, we need to extra be careful with the statement given by the North Korea diplomat. So right now there was official no ties or no relation between Malaysia and North Korea. So how about the future between these two national relation? After the official, there was no relation between Malaysia and North Korea. Well, I can say that yes, these two nations can remake or improve back their relation to be friends again, but in one condition, North Korea need to step aside their egos. This happened because North Korea is very ego about this situation. They know they one of their citizens doing criminal that against international law, but they cannot accept that. Meanwhile, saying that Malaysia is puppet to United States is totally wrong. This is because Malaysia a neutral country. Malaysia does not become hegemony to any countries such as China or United States or other Western countries. In fact, that China, one of the best friends North Korea, also have close ties with Malaysia in terms of economy. So the first thing in future, maybe we can only predict these two nations, Malaysia and North Korea, can remake back their relation, but in the same But in the one condition, North Korea need to step aside their egos, and Malaysia are willing to open to remake their relation with other countries except Israel. So in my conclusions about this presentation is the conflict between Malaysia and North Korea that happened is now become part of our history. That history we need to learn and we need to know from our generation and to until the future generation. And second, the Malaysian people right now need to increase their knowledge about the international relation, because when the conflict happened between Malaysia and North Korea, rising in media social, there was many conspiracy theory and fake news that was spreaded, and it can cause chaos among the society in Malaysia. So to defeat that, Malaysians need to improve their international relation knowledge to use for themselves. So guys, that's all for us for today. I hope you all enjoy our presentation, and thank you for lending your ears. And very importantly, hopefully you all get benefit with this knowledge and extra knowledge that our presentation giving to you all. So until today, Assalamualaikum and goodbye.